Former Public Protector Thuli Madonsela's appearance before the Section 194 inquiry in Parliament has been characterised by heated exchanges between her and Advocate Dali Mpofu. Mpofu has been accused of throwing below-the-belt punches. Madonsela was testifying before the inquiry into suspended Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane's fitness to hold office. Our reporter Heidi Giokos monitoring developments for us there in Cape Town, joining us now just to give us a sense what were the main highlights of today's cross-examination of Madonsela by Mpofu. Good afternoon, Heidi. Thank you very much for joining us from our Cape Town studio. So what stood out for you? What happened this morning?
Yes, I must say that over the last 2 days, it's been rather explosive at the Section 194 inquiry, Bradan, with former Public Protector Thuli Madonsela and Advocate Dali Mpofu really having a go at each other, and the chairperson of the committee needing to intervene and ask both of them to remain respectful and not use strong language or to insult each other. Today was the turn of the committee's evidence leaders to pose questions to the former Public Protector. That didn't even take an hour. They basically just wanted to re-look at some of the issues that were raised by Dali Mpofu about the changes made to Thuli Madonsela's statement. I think the real drama started when there was a re-examination of Thuli Madonsela by Dali Mpofu, where he again started asking questions about the changes that were made to Thuli Madonsela's statement. Yesterday, over 3 hours was spent on the issue of changes made to the statement. Basically, Dali Mpofu saying that the changes that Thuli Madonsela made to her statement that was going to be presented to the committee, those changes were done illegally because it was already signed by the Commission of Oaths, and this should have not happened. However, Madonsela saying that did not happen because there's only one version before the committee, and it's dated the 28th of February, and all initials were there. So there was a back and forth when it came to that, and you have an exchange between Dali Mpofu and Thuli Madonsela, where she says, "I don't understand what you're asking me," and you have Dali Mpofu saying, "I don't need you to understand what I'm asking you, I just need you to answer the question." And I think what we're going to hear in the next soundbite actually just highlights the exchanges between both of them. Let's listen into that.
I was shocked that I was asked if I'm an advocate or not, if I was born here or not. The only thing I wasn't asked is if I'm a woman or a man, and to prove it. My colleagues were made to look like criminals, the ones who are signed. They are respected in their profession. One, a director in a very respected law firm who does these affidavits every day or most of the days of his lives. One, a chartered accountant who does this some of the time. And integrity is important in their professions. And I'm a little bit saddened their names were wrongfully and unnecessarily maligned. But nonetheless, I am an advocate of the Supreme Court of South Africa.
Well, there we have the Advocate Thuli Madonsela explaining herself and why she took some issue with some of the questioning that happened earlier. Dali Mpofu did not stop. I mean, it kept on going, this tit-for-tat kind of interaction, despite the chairman's appeal.
Yes, certainly. So just for some context as to what Thuli Madonsela was referring to, Bradan, yesterday the question was asked as to whether or not she is an advocate and also how she became a professor. And Thuli Madonsela opted not to answer that question, and not because she's not an advocate, but she just said, it's immaterial why she should be answering such a question. The question was, again, sort of posed to the former Public Protector, and at the end of her evidence, she decided to have a few remarks, give a few remarks, and she said that she was asked every single question, and she just felt as though she was constantly being insulted, and She felt as though explaining whether or not she was an advocate was immaterial. What we're going to be listening to next is an exchange between Dali Mpofu, who is representing suspended Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane, and the former Public Protector Thuli Madonsela. You can actually just see the exchange between them and how it was rather hostile between the two of them. Let's listen to that.
No, sir. Yes, you must read the originals before you make these allegations.
Okay, what were you signing against there when you...
But really, you should have read it before you make accusations.
Advocate Madonsela, Professor,
there.
Ms., whatever you are, please answer the question. What were you changing when you signed next to that, at the top of that page?
I was changing the sign, the accidental sign that in the computer is in the same space as a period. That was the sign there. And it was shown this morning, sir. Are we going to rehash something that was shown to the committee this morning?
Please answer the question. What were you changing?
Oh, yes, they were just going on there with that question, and the manner in which Dali Mpofu and Thuli Madonsela were talking to each other, I really think it was the kind of highlighting the tension in the room. So what's next now that Thuli Madonsela has now ended or wrapped up her being cross-examined by Advocate Dali Mpofu? What should we expect next in this inquiry, Heidi?
Yes, Pradan, I think the next couple of weeks are going to be rather interesting. And the reason for this is because the Section 194 inquiry has taken a decision to basically stick to its schedule. And the schedule was to have the current Public Protector to be on the stand as of next week. The committee has voted and resolved on sticking to its schedule. So we are expecting to see the suspended Public Protector Busisiwe Mkhwebane taking to the stand from the 15th of March till the 31st of March. So it's set down for the next 3 weeks. But what we do understand is that a letter was written by Busisiwe Mkhwebane's legal team to have it be extended and rescheduled because they need more time to prepare for this, given Thuli Madonsela's evidence before the committee. And Mkhwebane's legal team feels as though they would need more time to prepare the statement and evidence that Mkhwebane will be presenting to the inquiry. That request was not granted, and she's expected to appear and provide her evidence on from the 15th until the 31st of March. So that's next week already. So we'll just have to wait and see if there is any intervention from Dali Mpofu's team, which is highly unlikely because the committee has already made a decision that she should appear next week.